Hello YouTube, this is Shirley426, and today we have a review of the Shinkalion Komachi E6 from the Shinkalion series. So this anime has been out for some time, and I decided to try it out recently. So I've seen the main series, and yeah, I have seen the Shinkalion model kits for some time and at most hobby shops, and never actually wanted to try, but now I had the chance. And I'm just gonna say right off the bat, so I would like to mention, if you're going to buy one of these kits, don't expect them to have the exact same quality as a bandai gunpla kit, because the plastic quality is definitely different. The build quality is okay, but the color separation stuff and other details might feel very different from a gunpla kit. So just want to clarify, this is not from Bandai. This is actually from the Good Smile company. This is their Moderoid line, which I have reviewed a few times. I have reviewed the Savages from the Full Metal Panic series, and before that I also have tried the Max Factory or Plamax. I'm not sure how those terms relate to each other, but still I have tried their Cherno Alpha from Pacific Rim. Alright, so let's get on to the review right away. So I'm just going to say this kit might feel a little bit sticker heavy to some people, because here is the sticker sheet, and as you can see, I did not use everything. There is a lot of parts that does use stickers. There's these windows, and then there's these parts where just because of this yellow area they had to use the stickers, and a lot of parts as well. So I'll try to point them as much as possible, but once again, they're really hard to tell because their manual, the way how they explain where to put the stickers, is kind of different. Alright, so let's see what we got. So first of all, what you get, of course, is obviously the Shinkalion Komachi E6, so or E6 Komachi, whatever. So here is the main mech. So the way how these works is that, despite how this looks, this does not actually transform into a train model kit wise. I mean, in the show that is how it works, but the kit is not capable of doing that. So I just want to point that out. So the way how this works is that the train, there are three cars. The main front part, that which has the engine, and then the main back part, which is exactly the same, and then there's a middle part. So those three basically combine with each other and forms into this mech. And let's see what we got. So hand wise, you only get one set of hands, which is the multi-purpose hands, and then here are some leftover parts. I'm just gonna go over leftover parts right away. So here is the neck area where you connect the head and the neck. So they make you choose. There's no right one, so they actually make you choose whether to go with the white or black one. I would decide to go with the black one, which is why we have a leftover piece. And here are some leftover pieces regarding certain joints. These, as far as I know, are not exactly polycap. They're mostly plastic, and this thing does not actually use any polycaps, if I remember correctly. And then let's see what we got. So here we have some parts. So these are leftover parts as well. And then this is also a leftover part, which, sorry about that, this is also a leftover part, which I cannot figure out where it went, because it's been about 3 weeks since I built this kit. And then here we have this part. Now this part is not exactly meant for this form. So the Shinkalions, when there's two of them, they can actually combine with each other. And then once they do combine, I do say combine, but realistically they just basically, depending on who is in control, the top one stays there, and then they swap the legs. That's all they do, and then they actually use both weapons from each side of the mech, the Shinkalions, and then they get an extra like head crest, and this is that. So, yeah, and this is actually lacking a piece, because you do need one more piece to finalize the design. So technically a leftover part, since I don't have another one. But if I do get one, I'll try to show you guys what I mean. All right, and then other than that, here is what you are supposed to get in terms of equipment wise. So we get the guns. I forget. I don't know the exact English term name, but basically these are its basic blasters. And then here we have these ones that allow you to attach them to the back. Now these are meant for his finisher attack move. So yeah, I'll show you guys a demonstration later. And finally we have this one. So this is the head crest, the basic head crest, but the Komachi E6 actually has another gimmick. Well, not exactly a gimmick, but he has this scope on his head. So if you want to go with the scope mode on his head, basically this is with his eyes. You can basically take off the head crest and then reattach this to get the scope mode like that. So it's really up to your preference, but mostly when he does his finisher move, I believe he does put on the scopes. Alright, so let me just replace that and see what we got as the kit. So right off the bat, I should mention that this kit actually comes with a few parts pre-painted. So For example, the eyes, the yellow on the head fin, that comes painted, although that is a separate piece, but comes in painted. Those green sections on the scopes are also, those come in pre-painted. These purple sections come in pre-painted, and I believe one of these black windows also come in pre-painted, but I could be wrong about that. Alright, so some of these windows are painted, while other parts, like on the window, require some stickers like these. So that's one of those things as well. And they can kind of make you put stickers on like certain small areas, like on these areas, or yeah. So some, like, usually they'll make you put stickers on like visible areas, which isn't that ideal if you ask me. Alright, so let's see what we got for the head. The head can go down that much, then up. And then I say that's okay, but not as much as you think. And then 360 is possible because it is on the ball joint. And then, oops, sorry about that. Yeah, as I mentioned, the eyes come in painted, so you don't need to worry about applying stickers on the eyes. There we go. Now, the bottom section is also a ball joint, but that does not actually move that much. So you don't actually get the chicken neck move. Alright, so now let's look at the arms. Now the arms are connected to a ball joint, so you can go forward and backward as well. 360 is technically possible, but I would be careful because I actually had an incident where this section where it connects the arms and the body, there's a middle piece right over here that could pop off if you're not being too careful. Although it's easy to put it back in. And then let's see what we got for the arms. The arms can go to the side about 90 degrees, and then they do have the 360 twist on the lower S section here, and then they have a nice double jointed bend going on here. So you can see it definitely has the basic articulation compared to gunpla kits. And let's see what we got. So before we go to the other parts, let's look at the back. So the back may seem pretty bland if you ask me, but we do have a lot of mechanical detail. We have this hole here, which I don't think this actually really uses that hole, but we do have these two holes which are meant for the cannons or the handguns that transforms into cannons. I say transform, but technically parts forming. You should. All right. So, hand-wise, as I mentioned, we have your typical ball-jointed hands, but I'm going to be honest with this, at least for this one, the weapons, they don't work that well with the hands. I'll show you guys what I mean by that later. And then we have the body section here. It can almost rotate, but once again, you can see there's these plastic pieces that are colliding with each other, which is why it does not go 360. And then we have a nice ball joint. Since the ball joint, we have a nice ab crunch going on here, or something like an ab crunch. And we also have these front skirts, which is, according to the design of the piece, it may look like they can be separated with each other, but once again, with no confirmation from other people, I did not do that. And once again, I believe one of the stickers require you to like apply on here, as you can see, not a flat surface, but you have to cover up this entire area, which is why I did not use these stickers at all. And then the instruction manual is pretty interesting because the way how they tell you is that you build the kit first, and then on the back of the manual they tell you which stickers goes where. Unlike gunpla, while you can apply the stickers while building, but this one kind of makes you have to go through back and forth through the manual, which is not exactly the best choice if you ask me. Alright, so let's look at the legs. The legs are pretty okay if you ask me. So they can go forward almost, but because of the front skirt, you are kind of blocked. The way is kind of blocked. There is a back skirt, but that does not really move. So you have to go back in a certain angle like that. So that's that. And then bend wise, I say I'm only getting about a 90-degree bend because the way how the joint works, and then I believe there's this other part design wise that is blocking the way. So that's that. But you do have a nice side swivel going on here, so you don't need to worry. And then you can go to the side about 90 degrees, so that's pretty good. And then we have your ball jointed feet, and then we have this part, which is also another part of the train that can rotate. Although I don't think these actually serve a purpose. Alright, so before we go on to the weapons, just wanted to show you guys the size of this. So depending on the size, comparing with the price point, I was hoping that this kit would be slightly bigger, a bit more bigger. But as you can see, comparing it with a typical Bandai Gunpla HG, you can see it's more taller than the Gunpla, but still, I would like to see something more bigger in the future. But once again, that's just a personal hope. Maybe other people are satisfied with this size. Alright, so now let's look at the weapons. I already showed you guys the scope, so here is the gun. And what I meant by this, the stickers, yeah, you have to apply these stickers, which don't look that great, so yeah. The hands. What I mean by this is that they just slide in, so and they become very wobbly in the end. So I would like to see them, invest a little bit more and make an actual trigger finger hand, or make something that doesn't wobble around, because this actually makes it really hard to do certain poses as well with the guns, but still it works. And since you get 2 of those, and then to make them or turn them into cannons. Now, originally in the show, what would happen is that in the show he would throw them in the sky, and then this would flip over to this side and become the cannons. But in this case, they actually give you these parts. So some parts forming is required. So you just basically do this, and you get the cannon. And you can see there's a peg here, and then as I mentioned, there is a hole on the back. So you basically connect it like this. Oh boy, kind of hard to do in front of camera, but still. And there you go. This is how the cannon works. So you can basically do the same thing on the other side, do this, and then reattach it. So this actually is, he doesn't just fire this casually. This is actually used as his killer move, or a final attack move going on here as well. And that's pretty much it for this kit. So since I only have one of these kits, there's nothing I can do to show you guys more. But if I had a different Shinkalion kit, I could do the link combination, but once again, not possible at this point. Now, my final verdict on this kit is that the build quality is okay, but the plastic quality will definitely feel different. And then there are some pre-painted parts that comes in, and they're on a plot plate, so which is why while you're getting rid of nub marks, you can definitely scratch off the paint as well. And as you guys saw on the sticker sheet, it is kind of sticker heavy. Very sticker heavy. So this might be a downside to some people, and because of how the stickers are, you can definitely see there are multiple stickers on multiple colors on a single sticker, so coloring this may not be easy. And then, as I mentioned, the plastic quality is different, so you're gonna have to experiment a lot. So unless you're a big fan of the Shinkalion series, or if you want to try out at least one of these kits, you can do that. But if you're expecting like something bigger or much more, better quality than Bandai, that's not exactly the case. Although this is one of the older ones, so I have to try the more recent ones to get a better idea. So I'll try to get a recent one if possible pretty soon. Anyway, thanks for watching the review. This was the review of the Shinkalion E6 Komachi. If you guys got any questions or requests in your comment below, I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews on, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.